This simple moist chocolate cake recipe gives you a perfect fudgy texture and rich chocolate flavor every time. Even though this recipe is so simple, it's honestly the best chocolate cake I have ever made. You don't need any special equipment or fancy ingredients, just basic kitchen staples for an incredibly delicious and chocolatey cake. To make this simple moist chocolate cake recipe, start by sifting 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour into a mixing bowl. Sifting helps remove any lumps in the flour and adds air, which gives the cake a lighter texture. Next, add 1 cup of cocoa powder to the sieve and then add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/3 teaspoon of salt. Sift all these dry ingredients together into the mixing bowl. I like to use Dutch processed cocoa powder because it gives the cake a deeper, richer chocolate flavor and darker color. Regular cocoa powder works fine too, but the Dutch processed version makes the cake taste more like the ones you get from fancy bakeries. Give all ingredients a good mix till well combined, and then add 2 cups of sugar and give all the dry ingredients another good mix. Plain white sugar from the grocery store is all you need, but if you have caster sugar on hand, that works just as well. Once the dry ingredients are mixed, make a well in the middle and pour in 1 cup of milk. Then add 2 eggs, and then add half a cup of oil. Using an electric mixer, beat everything on medium speed for about 2 minutes until the batter is smooth. You could replace the oil with melted butter if you prefer. It adds a nice flavor but might make the cake slightly less moist than using oil. Next, dissolve 1 teaspoon of instant coffee in 1 cup of boiling water and add it to the batter. The coffee does not make the cake taste like coffee, it just deepens the chocolate flavor and makes it richer. Even people who do not like coffee cannot taste it in the final cake. Mix the cake batter again for 1 minute and then add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and give it a final quick mix. You can use clear or brown vanilla extract, both work great in this recipe. Next, coat a 9-inch round baking tray with some butter or oil so that all the sides are covered, and then add parchment paper to the bottom. This helps the cake layers come out clean after baking without breaking or sticking to the pan. Divide the cake batter in half, pouring just half into the prepared 9-inch baking tray. Save the remaining batter for the second layer. Bake in the preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. After the first layer is done, repeat the process with the remaining batter to make the second layer. Then leave both layers to cool while we are making a simple chocolate frosting. To make the chocolate frosting, start by mixing 3 egg yolks with 1 tablespoon of sugar in a saucepan until well combined. Then add 2/3 cup of heavy cream to this mixture and stir everything together until smooth. Place the saucepan over medium heat on the stove. You will need to stir constantly to prevent the eggs from curdling. Keep stirring until the mixture thickens enough, as you can see in the video here. It usually takes about 5 to 7 minutes. Next, take 2 chocolate bars, about 7 ounces or 200 grams, and chop them into small pieces. I recommend using dark chocolate with at least 70% cocoa for a rich flavor. While milk chocolate can work too, dark chocolate gives the frosting that deep, intense chocolate taste that pairs perfectly with the cake layers. Next, after removing the pot from the stove, quickly add the chopped chocolate to the hot cream mixture. Do this right away before the cream mixture starts to cool down. The hot cream will melt the chocolate as you stir, creating a smooth, glossy chocolate mixture, as you can see here. Next, in a separate bowl, whip a 2/3 cup of heavy cream or whipping cream with 1 tablespoon of sugar until it forms stiff peaks. Be careful not to overwhip or you will end up with butter instead of cream. Then gently fold the chocolate mixture into this whipped cream. Work quickly here as the cream will firm up and become harder to spread as it sets. Next, place 1 cooled cake layer on your serving plate and spread half of the chocolate frosting on top. Make sure the layers have cooled completely before putting the cake together, or the warm cake will melt your creamy chocolate frosting. Then carefully place the second cake layer on top and cover it with the remaining frosting. Spread the frosting across the top first, then work your way down the sides using long, smooth strokes with your spatula. If the frosting starts to set and becomes difficult to spread, dip your spatula in warm water and wipe it dry. This helps create a smoother finish. Do not worry about getting it perfectly smooth. A rustic homemade look like this, I think, is really nice. This cake has a deep chocolate taste that's not overly sweet. The texture stays moist for days without drying out. Each bite is soft and a little fudgy in the middle, with that rich cocoa flavor coming through clearly.
Yum.
Pretty impressive for such a simple cake recipe. If you like this chocolate cake recipe, then check out also this super easy chocolate biscuit cake here.